What's up, guys? It's Jay Lobos coming back to another episode. And for you guys out there checking out the channel for the first time, or you're checking out this video for the first time, consider going in the last two videos that I already posted regarding disputing. There's actually 3 different methods that you could use to dispute negative information or even positive information on your credit report. Technically, everything on your credit report can be challenged. So I actually went over the last 2 times regarding electronics and also physical disputes. I actually mentioned the pros and the cons regarding that. And today I wanted to go ahead and talk about the last one, which is basically telephone disputing. And I'm gonna give you guys a few pros and cons. So let's jump into that right now. So obviously one of the pros I would say when it comes to telephone disputing is that first off is over the phone is much quicker versus other methods, physical obviously. But with that being said, if you get somebody on the phone, if you get a fast response regarding an account that you want to go ahead and challenge, then guess what? Here comes the second pro. It could also be a faster result. So not only that you get a fast response because they're obviously on the phone, but now you could also get a faster result. So another pro when it comes to doing telephone disputes is that for me personally, you don't have to use any personal documentation or identification. I would say 9 times out of 10, if everything's in order and they don't have to validate you because you've had some issue in the past, it's pretty easy to open up a dispute file, a dispute case over the phone, and I don't need to send any documentation to them for them to open the investigation. So that's a pro for me. Another thing too is, guess what? It's free. Yeah, you could go ahead and dispute things, via mail, but then you're gonna run into other costs as well, such as mail and return receipts. If you don't have a printer or scanner, that type of stuff, you're gonna obviously go ahead and invest some money into that. So obviously that's a pro for me. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the cons when it comes to doing telephone disputes. And to be honest with you, I see a lot more versus any other form of disputing. And part of that is the length of time, especially right now going through COVID, you're gonna have to wait there. Obviously over the phone, and you're calling 3 bureaus. But nevertheless, for me, obviously waiting on the phone is one of the things. Also, when it comes to email validations, sometimes when you do disputing, especially when you do physical or even electronic, that you could actually go ahead and get something back from the bureau. But at the end, when you're sending something to the agency physically and you have, let's say, a mail and return receipt, you kind of have a validation, you have burden of proof that something was sent, but you never have control over that when you're doing the dispute over the phone or when you're doing it physically but when you do it physically, you actually have a mail and return receipt stub because obviously you send them and they had to sign on it. But when you do it over the phone, it's not like when you do it electronically that you could ensure you opened up a case and you could always go back into it. But over the phone, you're not certain that if the agencies are going to send you all 3 bureaus. You might get something from Experian, you might get something from Equifax. But what happens if TransUnion doesn't come through? And then that's where you have to kind of go again and go over the phone and go over the disputes, so on and so forth. Also, one other thing too is you're kind of at the mercy of the agencies. And I've said this on the other 2 last videos regarding physical disputes and electronic disputing, that when you do electronic, you're gonna go into that, you're at the mercy of whatever the bureau wants you to dispute. Is it fraud? Is it yours? Is it not? What, something's incorrect? But if none of those things fit what you're actually trying to challenge under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you can challenge anything. Then again, if you don't fall into that category, you're gonna be limited. So guys, there you go. Check those out. Obviously, this ends the series regarding the 3 types of ways you could actually challenge something when it comes to negative information. I hope this was informational, educational. Share, like, comment, and until the next time, guys, thank you so much for the love and support.